Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I have a very disturbing story of about a young lady from Wisconsin who ended up killing and dismembering her ex-boyfriend, supposedly under a drug-fueled psychotic moment. And they're calling her the female Jeffrey Dahmer. You gotta listen to this one. Murderess Miss Taylor Schabusiness told she will die in jail for killing man during sex and dismembering him. Victim's uncle wants spit mask wearing killer slaughtered like Jeffrey Dahmer. So let's go. A married woman who killed and dismembered her ex-boyfriend in a meth-fueled attack has been sentenced to life without parole for the twisted slaying. Taylor Schabusiness, 25, appeared to smile beneath a large white mask as she appeared in Brown County Court in a prison-issued orange jumpsuit with handcuffs around her wrists. Judge Thomas Walsh handed her the life sentence for the murder of Shad Thyrion, 24, who she choked with a chain in February 2022 before beheading him and chopping up his body. He ruled that she was a risk to the public and was handed life without extended supervision for murder, plus an additional 10 and a half years for mutilation of a corpse and sexual assault. She refused to address the court and repeatedly shook her head and pulled at her face as the judge described her heinous crimes. Kelly Therion, Shad's uncle, addressed Judge Walsh by calling Schabusiness a heinous criminal before asking him to refuse her parole. After Judge Walsh he said, after Judge Walsh sentences you today, I will pray that you meet the same fate as your idol, Jeffrey Dahmer, he said. So I have no great love for Miss Schabusiness. He added, I don't even see no reason why you should have parole. You did the most cowardly, weakest thing possible. Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was handed 15 consecutive life sentences in jail, but only served 2 before he was beaten to death by fellow inmate Charles Sauver. Thyrion's father, Michael, told his son's killer that he forgave her and asked the judge to give her a chance despite her drug-fueled rampage. He said, I forgive you, and I'm going to ask the judge if you can see the streets again sometime. I believe that everybody makes bad choices, and maybe not on this scale, but you deserve a second chance. I think there is a lot of hope for you to be a better person, and I think you will do great things, yet I wish no harm and I hope things go well for you. But Judge Walsh felt that Schabusiness was a threat to the public, despite her defense team arguing she was aided by years of drug abuse and trauma. In a place where this kind of offense, this kind of actions, kind of crime is possible with no advanced warning signs. Absolutely anything is possible, the judge said, but the public needs protection. He added, this crime offends human decency, it offends human dignity, and it offends the human community. When life is taken from a person in the fashion that it was in this case, where the victim's remains are cut up and packaged in containers, it's difficult to identify a human nature in these activities. It really is. It's very troubling. These actions are foreign to all of that community, and they shook the community beyond the ability to adequately express in words. That's the gravity of this offense. That's the gravity of this offense. That is the whole gravity of this offense. There aren't superlatives for it. There aren't really words for it. You can get a sense of it. You can get a sense of it, and it feels very bad. Schabusiness from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Miss Schabusiness from Green Bay, Wisconsin, laughed at footage of herself talking about how she choked Thyrion with a chain as they had sex before mutilating his corpse. The sick killer was found guilty of homicide, third-degree sexual abuse, and mutilating a corpse in July after the trial. She killed Thyrion in his mother's basement, telling the court that she liked the killing and enjoyed cutting her lover's head off. I was sucking and cutting at the same time, Miss Schabusiness said in the video. I liked it. I didn't know what to do. Her grandmother, Esther Coronado, issued a plea in court that Miss Schabusiness should be given parole and extended supervision before being sentenced by Judge Thomas Walsh. I know that she committed a crime, and they want her to pay for it, Coronado said at the hearing. But I believe she could have the opportunity to come back to society one time and be with her son. The Brown County jury deliberated less than 1 hour before convicting Miss Schabusiness, who scattered his body parts at the home she shared with his mother and in a vehicle. So she cut him up, put part of his body parts, left him at the house, and then she put other body parts in a car. Thyrion's severed head and penis were found by his mother, Tara Pakanich, and her boyfriend, Stephen Hendricks, in a bucket in the basement of her home. Other body parts were found in various bags in the basement as officers searched the property, including plastic shopping bags. His upper torso was found in a storage tote, along with a carving knife and several internal organs, with Schabusiness telling cops that she had planned to take the body parts with her. Hendricks called 911 and told the dispatcher that his girlfriend swears that she found a severed head of her son in the basement. Body cam footage that was shown in court during the trial showed Pakanich telling police something about a severed head and pointed to the basement of their home. I opened the towel, Hendricks is heard telling police. I picked up the towel and dropped it because I didn't know what the F it was. I have bad vision. And she's like, is that what I think it is? I don't effing know. Schabusiness said that she got lazy after dismembering her lover and intended to take his body parts with her in her minivan. However, she claims that she was ill-prepared to dispose of the corpse because the murder was random and not planned. Arriving on the scene, Green Bay police officer Alex Wanish reported he had observed the plastic bucket on the floor with a shower beach towel over the bucket. The officer lifted the towel and observed a human head inside the bucket, and also noted what appeared to be dried blood on a nearby mattress. Officers found Miss Schabusiness still covered in blood moments later, with scratches on her arm and a cut on her left thumb from the knife she used to dismember Mr. Therion. Miss Schabusiness, who is married to somebody else, is married to a convicted felon and recently became a mother to a son, admitted that she and Theron had been doing drugs, including smoking methamphetamine, earlier that day. She told officers in an interview that she had injected herself and Therion with trazodone, a powerful sedative. Police recovered evidence of drug taking, including a glass pipe and bag containing light-colored powder from the scene. Miss Schabusiness initially claimed to have blacked out during the attack And when asked about why the head was in the bucket, she responded that was pretty effed up. She told police that she and Therion had been going to have sex, and that she had produced two metal chains, one for him and one for her. The killer claims that he put his chain around his own neck, as strangulation was something they had used before during intercourse. She then shocked investigators with the next comment, as she blurted out, "Damn, the head. I can't believe I left the head." According to the complaint filing, she told officers she was going to have fun trying to find all the organs, as she had dismembered his body. Remaining calm, Schabusiness told detectives that after Therion put the chain around his neck, which she compared to a dog choke collar, she just went crazy strangling him. She said that she could feel his heart beating, so she kept pulling and choking him harder, claiming that he would not die as he kept rebuilding into muscle. Green Bay Police Department Detective David Graff told the court that the twisted murderer told officers that she cuddled Therion's headless corpse after the killing. She cuddled it. She described how she had sexual contact with the body in terms of playing with his private parts while he was deceased. Also, she described that she had a dildo that she placed in Mr. Therion's mouth, and that she had also cuddled his body. That's where the part of her disrespecting his corpse takes place. So she took a dildo and stuck it in his mouth. Following her arrest, Schabusiness had a not guilty plea entered on her behalf by the court, and a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity entered by her former attorney. Brown County Court Judge Thomas Walsh ruled in March that Schabusiness was competent to stand trial. In February, Schabusiness attacked her previous attorney during a hearing before a deputy wrestled her to the courtroom floor. Brown County District Attorney David Lassie called the case bizarre, telling the jury that Schabusiness also had sex with the corpse of Mr. Therion. During a previous hearing, a jury ruled that she was responsible for the murder of Mr. Therion and was not suffering from mental illness at the time of the incident. Her father told the jury during the trial that her mother died in her sleep, and the death took a toll on everyone in the family, with a psychologist claiming that she was not competent to stand trial. Dr. Diane Lighton added that she felt Miss Schabusiness was psychotic and had visual and auditory hallucinations, but the jury disagreed and ruled that she should be sent to prison instead of a psychiatric secure facility. Man, I hope you all could follow that case. This was basically a Green Bay, Wisconsin young woman, 25 years old, with her entire life in front of her. And she was also married, had a child with someone else, but was having an affair with this 24-year-old man, Shad Therion. And then supposedly or allegedly they did drugs together, meth, smoking it and injecting it, and then they decided to allegedly get engaged in rough sex with choking, and he subsequently died. And then she decided to cut his head off, his private parts, and dismember his body at his mother's house in the basement. And the mother ended up finding her son's head and genitalia in a bucket. And this woman, 25-year-old Taylor Schabusiness, decided to take some of the body parts after dismembering them I don't know how long she was in Shad's mother's basement. That seemed like a process that would take a long time. And she ended up even placing some of his body parts in her minivan. I talk about the pillars that are destroying our moral and ethical fabric in America every day in all of my videos. Mental health issues, opioid crisis, homelessness, joblessness, fatherless homes, gun violence are just some of the tipping points. And this is a clear example of somebody who is mentally ill at the highest level, demonic, inhumane, for her to uh, kill and dismember a 24-year-old young man, uh, dismember his body, kill him, dismember, cut up his body, cut his head off. Uh, I'm not sure a psychiatric facility would even be enough. This young lady should be under the jail if these allegations are correct. She did get convicted to life in prison without in Wisconsin, and this is a very, very sad commentary. Just when you think you know someone, you may not know them, and the drugs and the opioid crisis, which is fueling a lot of the things that are tearing our country apart. And I am hearing and seeing circumstances like this way too often. We're seeing many videos and many storylines of husbands and wives. Instead of them getting divorced, one of the spouses decides they want to take out the other spouse and try to get away with it by killing the other spouse. And here you have a situation where this woman was not only married and had a child with someone else, her entire life is in front of her. Shad Therion's life at 24 is in front of him. And look at how this debacle ended. Mrs. Schabusiness's family will be destroyed forever. And of course, Mr. Therion's family will be destroyed forever. And I don't know if his mother will ever recover from finding her son's head and his genitalia in a bucket in the basement of her own home. This young lady, Miss Taylor Schabusiness, should be locked up forever. And I'm not sure rehabilitation is even part of the process. Some people are just evil. And this is a clear circumstance of that. Very like Jeffrey Dahmer. Tell me what you think about this case. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God-fearing way.